Okay, let's see. Let's start with the first topic. What is this? Changes to test chips. Development block 1, 13.6. Isn't that the upcoming? That's upcoming patch? It's 13.5 now? No, it's 13.6 now, huh? Oh! Oh, they're changing all live these things? Fair enough. Theseus getting some nerfs, good. These must have been hilariously overperforming if they're nerfing them this much. These must have been hilarious. Well, to be fair, putting a under 300-meter arming distance on torpedoes is the dumbest shit ever, because that means you can drop torps right on the broadside, so... But this is still like only 500 meters. European cruiser Svea. What the fuck was Svea? Svea was their Ragnar, but in cruiser slot. Yeah, Svea was the Ragnar with cruiser slot. It had like 452mm guns. 7? Oh, it had 4 in the front, one a triple turret in the back. That's how it went. Yeah, it was the Ragnar small and cruiser thing, with smoke and radar and basically every poor design decision Wargaming has made packed into one. They nerfed the range. Okay. And they nerfed the detectability slightly. Fair enough. I mean, it's still... Whatever. Okay, that was a pretty short double. The other one is much more interesting. That one is a bit longer. Balance changes. Public test. So this is in the upcoming PTS. So what are they doing? What are they doing? Another comments this Hector, Buffalo, St. Louis, Henri, Tromp, Alvaro, Piedmont. Piedmont is kind of like not played at all. Toxic subs. Japanese submarine, hydrophone consumable charges increased 1 to 4. That seems like a very minuscule change, increasing consumables by 300%. Hector. Well, Hector is pretty tragic. Remove this DC standard heal. Specialized repair team, so that's a super heal. So now, they changed the normal heal to a super heal. That is probably going to help it quite a bit. I'm not sure if it's still going to be enough. American cruiser Buffalo. Okay. Wait, they're touching Buffalo now? How long has Buffalo been out and been sucking dicks? For a really long time. Okay, reload buff to 10 seconds. That's nice. Stock range 14.4. Upgrade range 15.8. So same range as DM. Not exactly impressive range, but hey, better than nothing. Stock rudder 11.2. Upgraded rudder 8.4. That's pretty nice. Maybe you can actually like maneuver this thing now. Huge. So 200 meters more range. Almost 3 seconds rudder, 1 second reload. I mean, it'll help. And the stock buffs makes it less painful playing at stock, which is always good. Oh, I hate when stock ships are complete dog shit, because it's just like spend free XP or suffer. St. Louis. Tier 9. HE buff, fire chance buff. Sure. I thought the ship was okay, to be fair. Of all these, like, it does the same thing as the other ones in the line. It's a kiting HE spammer, but I guess it did feel a bit compared to Charles Martel and Henri. Speaking of Henri, engine parameters improved. They are now similar to those of the majority of cruisers of our tier. Oh, it's no longer has the dog shit acceleration? They finally undid the nerf that they added ages ago? God, that took long. Especially considering Conde didn't have the suffering of the Henri, which is completely demented. So, that's a good change. About time. Henri has been dead and buried for a long ass time. And there was really no reason either to have it so buried. Lighthouse Henry's back. Yep. I remember when we did some acceleration tests. I think I tested the acceleration on Henri to Colorado, and Colorado accelerated better than Henri. It was like really stupid. Tromp. HE airstrike range increased 12. Whoa. 12. Well, you're absolutely gonna want to build range on Tromp. Like you already wanted to build. I already built range on it. But the torps are 12 as well. And that, like, that's gonna be the golden spot to play this ship. Is gonna be around 11, 12. You can non-stop duck from a pretty safe range, and you can use both your torps and your airstrikes to supplement your firepower. Huh. Like, the biggest issue that Trump has is that the firing angles are dog shit, which makes it pretty hard to play. Because it's very slow for a destroyer. Huh. Hmm. But it's like, Trump is still really obnoxious. It depends on the flank. It depends on the flank. But if you try to push in and there's a Trump on the flank, it's really obnoxious. Now it's going to be even more obnoxious. Also, now Trump will be able to also harass the likes of radar cruisers. In the past, it was very difficult to harass radar cruisers. Now it can do it somewhat comfortably. This is going to be some really, really gremlin gameplay. Playing against the Trump is really going to suck. Because, like, the thing is, Trump can play close, because Trump has 5-9 concealed with full build, which is actually really good for a destroyer. But you don't really want to go that close, which is the other issue, because the firing angles are bad. It has no heal, it has no special plating, it has no special saturation, and it's not really that fast, except for this reload booster. Interesting. Interesting. Trump does have pretty good AP, though. Like, surprisingly good AP, but yeah, no, that's actually a really big buff. That's a really big buff. Spanish destroyer Alvaro de Bazan. Burst fire parameters changed. Maximum shell dispersion -10. Okay, that's really strong. People were already sailing around only using the burst fire in the ship, though, because they have no idea what they're doing. Torpedo detection reduced. Really? Detection reduced. That seems kind of cringe. Wait, why did it reduce the torpedo detection? That seems very weird. What am I missing? Alvaro de Bazan already has extremely good torpedo reaction time. It already has incredibly good torpedo reaction time at 7.3. It's better than basically the majority of the other torps in the game. So by reducing the conceal, the reaction time is going to drop significantly. Which means less... I don't really like these kinds of torpedoes, though. Because the problem with these torpedoes are, like these slow, super stealthy torpedoes, the problem with them are, if you're running Hydro, they're a fucking joke. Because they're so slow. They're not a threat at all. But if you're not running Hydro, they literally pop out of nowhere and insta-dev strike you. So it's like, if you got Hydro, they're irrelevant. If you don't, you're completely fucked. There's no in-between. Not really sure I'm a big fan of that. I would have preferred slightly more speed on the Torps instead. Because then they are more effective against Hydro, and if you nerf the Conceal at the same time, they can still be dodged, like you still have some counterplay. I don't like these kind of... It's kind of like a Sasho as a design, like, you completely fuck battleships, but then you do absolutely nothing to cruisers. It's like, it's a weird spot to be in. Italian battleship Ruggiero di Loria, which after our own tests we established is completely broken. They buffed the EA on it. That's a pretty big buff. Interesting. 5.2 flak range and long range AA. It's a pretty big buff considering 4.6 is so anemic. It's still not going to help it defend against anything, but still a big buff. And continuous... nerfed. Okay. Still, the more important thing is you can throw flak further out. Italian Supercruiser Piedmont. This thing is really rare. No one seems to play this thing. But why would you when Napoli exists? It's like, Venezia is more fun and Napoli exists, so why would you play this thing? That thing gets the same buff. How popular is actually this ship? I'm actually, like, I don't see it at all. Let's see. Wait. Let's see. Last 3 updates. It's here in terms of cruiser popularity. It's bottom 6 out of cruisers, Piedmont. That's what I thought. No one fucking plays this thing. Like, Napoli has 240,000 battles just on the EU server in the last 3 updates. In comparison, Piedmont has 10,000. Like, no one fucking plays that thing. But okay, maybe we should compare to super ships because they're less popular. Even then, it's by far the least popular super cruiser. By far the least popular super cruiser. I bet you want to bet BBs are like giga popular here. Yeah, BBs are giga popular. DDs might be even more popular. Yeah, Yamagiri, of course. So it's the second least popular super ship in the entire game, the Piedmont. I mean, the entire design on that thing is just fucking sus. It's just sus. Yeah. No, like, I mean, I'm always glad when AA gets buffed, but the ship is just, it's not particularly interesting to play when there's so many others that can compete. There's main numbers, of course. Main is really broken, and people love, like, Yamagiri is this popular just because Shima is this popular. People love torpedo boats. It doesn't matter how bad they are. People love torpedo boats. Like, the most popular ship every time is Shima. Doesn't matter what server, EU, NA, Asia. Well, Asia loves Wisconsin and Yamato. I guess we know. Well, we do know what Asia gameplay is like. To be fair, we do know what it's like. That's surprising though. But Shima is usually dominant here as well. But for the first, Wisconsin is actually in its infinite balance. Wisconsin has managed to edge out. I'm not surprised Asia fucking loves Wisconsin though. The ability to pinpoint accurately hit things while sitting in your own spawn. It's like C player dream come true. EU is the only server, Wisconsin is only 5th. Like 5th here. We got GK and Schlieffen. Whereas NA, Wisconsin is 2nd. Asia is 1st. Huh. Oh well. Oh well. Regardless, what I was saying though, this Piedmont buff is nice and all, but like, no one plays Piedmont. It is a flop of a ship. No one gives a shit about that thing.